From the frozen ponds to the bright lights of the NHL, this is Myah Off the Bench. We're breaking down the biggest headlines, scouting the next wave of hockey stars, and diving into the journey from the junior leagues to the shows. Whether it's blockbuster trades, rising NCAA talent, or USHL stand-up, we've got it covered. I'm Myah French, your host, and if you love hockey as much as I do, you're in the right place. So let's drop the puck. Welcome back to the bench, everyone. I'm your host, Myah, as always. And thank you for joining me back after the chaos from the first episode. And if you're new here, this is going to seem intense. And we got a lot to talk about, so let's just get right into it. We're going to kick things off in the big leagues. And I do mean big, because the legend himself, Alexander Ovechkin, just told hockey history to step aside. Cue the sirens, cue the confetti, cue the Caps fans sobbing into their $14 beers, because Ovi is now the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer. That's right, 895 goals. He officially passed Wayne Gretzky. The Great One has been upped by the Great Eight. And if anyone tries to hit him with the different eras argument, I'm just going to remind you all that Ovi has been playing it in the NHL for around 20 years. That's not even an exaggeration. If you don't regularly watch hockey, please just understand that this is huge. Watching the game myself, they had an actual cam on Ovi. Like, there was one on the ice and one on Ovi. It's huge. Ovi's the undisputed GOAT of goal scoring now. And if you haven't seen the video of him holding a GOAT after the event, go look it up. It's kind of funny. But now, while Ovi's busy breaking records, the rest of the NHL is trying to survive the final week of the regular season, which is at the time of recording this. And it's a bittersweet time for most. The calm before the storm, but not even really that calm. And for some team, it's just pure heartbreak. And I'm looking at the Minnesota Wild right now because my team is making me wait till the final last minute to clinch a playoff spot, winning in dramatic fashion every night. But we'll move on from that. So before your favorite team breaks your heart, let's go over how the Stanley Cup Playoffs actually work. So bear with me here, a lot of logistics, but the Stanley Cup Playoffs features 16 teams, 8 from each conference. The top 3 teams in each division will qualify automatically, and then 2 wildcard teams will round it out. That's based on, records and stuff. Matchups are mostly division-based, with wildcards facing the top division winners. From there, it's a set bracket all the way up to the final. Higher seeds get the home ice advantage, and the first of 4 wins each series. Okay, clear as mud. Good, moving on. So, who's in already at the time of recording this? In the East, we got Toronto, Tampa Bay, Florida, Washington, the Caps, who clinched their conference, Carolina, New Jersey, and Ottawa. In the West, we have Vegas, who clinched their division, and Winnipeg, who took home the President's Trophy for the best regular season record. And we got a few teams that are still battling for a spot, and that is Minnesota, St. Louis, Calgary, Columbus, and Montreal. So now we just wait. We'll sit and wait and see how all this chaos unfolds. Now let's shift gears into the college world, where Cinderella stories and Hobie Baker ballots are flying. The world in college hockey is kind of quiet right now, wrapping up. We just had the Frozen Four, and Western Michigan, yes, the Broncos, won their first title ever, taking down the powerhouse Boston. And listen, as an Omaha Mavericks fan, I'm supposed to hate this, but honestly, I can't help but feel happy for them because they earned it. They did great things this season. Speaking of milestones, a huge shout out to Isaac Howard, who won the Hobie Baker Award, which we talked a lot about in the first episode. And I definitely saw this coming, not to brag. I definitely thought he had the edge on this. If you want some more info on that, go back to the first episode. I talked a lot more about that and what that is. And now we're going to talk about what's mainly going on now in the college hockey world, and it's the chaos known as the transfer portal. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a transfer portal is, it's not an actual portal, but the concept's pretty close. A player decides to transfer, and suddenly they're skating in a different jersey. And why might they do this? It might be about playing times, system fit, coaching changes, or sometimes literally just vibes. So this time of year, it's just absolute portal madness. I could read you every single move out loud, but we'd be sitting here until puck drop next season. So I'll spare you that. But there's lots of online resources if you're curious about different moves. But yeah, we will see where people end up, and it's also that time of year when some NHL teams will scoop up some freshly polished NCAA talent. And two big names that stood out to me was one, Zeev Buium, who was a Hobey Baker finalist, and he will be heading from Denver to Minnesota. As a Minnesota fan, I'm really excited to see this one because he was just insane all year, and I heard lots about him. So curious to see what he will bring to the team. And another one is Taylor Makar. You might recognize the name Makar, and it's not Kale, not the Norris winning defenseman, but actually his little brother Taylor. Taylor just signed with the Avalanche, so he will be joining his big brother in the big leagues. The Makar family officially owns the Avalanche blue line now. I feel like Thanksgiving dinner is going to be intense. Now let's talk about the most slept-on leagues in North America, the USHL. And the Clark Cup Playoffs are here. I'm super excited about this. What are the Clark Cup Playoffs? It's basically the Stanley Cup of the USHL. But there is the best of 3 matchups, all gas, no breaks, no time for passengers. And the brackets are already set, and they've already kicked off. So here's what we got in the first round. We have Cedar Rapids versus Muskegon, and the winner of that series will face Youngstown. We got Green Bay versus Madison. The winner gets Dubuque. We got Fargo versus Sioux City, and Lincoln is waiting for the winner of that series. And then last but not least, we have Tri-City versus Waterloo, and Sioux Falls lies ahead for them. And the teams that didn't make the playoffs, Chicago, Team USA, Des Moines, and no shock here, but Omaha. But fun fact, Omaha actually holds the record for the most Clark Cups in the league history with 7. So yeah, legacy still counts, even in a down year. Who am I watching this year? A lot of players, to be honest, but I'll give you 3. Giacomo Martino from Sioux City. He had 74 points, and he played 62 games, so he's Mr. Reliable for them. Also from Sioux City, I'm watching Landon Gunderson. He has 73 points and also played 62 games. It's like Batman Robin vibes there. And then my third, Will Zellers from Green Bay. He had 44 goals this season. Yes, 44. I've watched a ton of hockey in my life, but that's just insane. And I gotta highlight a goalie. I'm gonna highlight Jan Shostak, who is from Lincoln. He had 29 wins and 0 shutout losses. That guy's a brick wall. The Great Wall of Lincoln, you could say. And who's my pick to win it all? I know this is probably a boring, predictable answer, but I have to say Lincoln. They've been dominant all year. They've got depth, they've got firepower, and they have one of the best goalies in the league. That's the puzzle, and they've got all the pieces. I've been to lots of Lincoln games this year, and I've seen it firsthand. This team knows what they're doing. So, now we wait. Chaos is coming. NHL playoffs, NCAA movement, USHL battles. It's all about to erupt, and I'm honestly really excited. I'm super pumped for this. But rest assured, we will be back in the next episode, probably like mid-chaos, and we will have a little debrief. So, yeah, I will catch you then. That's a wrap on this episode of Myah Off the Bench. If you enjoyed the show, follow me on Instagram at Myah Off the Bench for extra content, behind the scenes, and some updates on the next episode. Until then, keep your skates sharp, your passes crisp, and I'll see you back on the bench next time.